Hey everyone, First T here. Thanks for checking out this YouTube channel. US on winning the 2019 President's Cup. Woods capped off a big year that began with his 15th major at the Masters by playing and leading his US team to another victory in the President's Cup on Sunday at Royal Melbourne. The first player captain in 25 years, he opened the 12 single matches by beating Abraham Ancer to set the President's Cup record with his 27th match victory and set the tone for the rest of his team. The scoreboard was filled with American red scorers all day as they rallied from a 2-point deficit to win the President's Cup for the 8th straight time against an international team that faltered at the worst time. Matt Kuchar delivered the clinching putt, a 5-footer for birdie that assured him a half against Louis Oosthuizen and gave the Americans the 15.5 points they needed to win. The result was 16-14, and at least this one was a contest. The U.S. victory 2 years ago at Liberty National was so resounding that it nearly ended on Sunday. International captain Ernie Els was determined to turn it around. He created a new logo for the national team. He relied heavily on analytics. It still wasn't enough. Els thought back to Friday when the Americans won 2 matches with birdies on the 18th hole and rallied to have another to keep the international lead from growing. On Sunday, all he saw was U.S. momentum that couldn't be stopped. "We gave you everything we had," Els said to Woods at the closing ceremony. "You were the better team." Woods hugged everyone hard, players and vice-captains alike, wearing a smile not seen since he walked off the 18th green at Augusta National after becoming a Masters champion again after injuries that nearly ended his career. Els fashioned the youngest international team from a record 9 countries from everywhere outside Europe and took a 10-8 lead into the final day, the first time it had the edge in 16 years. It wasn't enough. The Americans now are 11-1-1 in an event that began in 1994. The only international victory was in 1998 at Royal Melbourne, and several players from that team came to Australia this week to conjure up good vibes. It only worked for so long. The Americans won the singles session for the first time since 2009. Most years, their lead was so big it wasn't critical. This time, it was. They hadn't trailed since 2003 in South Africa, the year of the tie. So inspired was the American play that none of their 6 singles victories made it to the 18th hole. The last 2 matches were halved, and the 8-4 advantage in singles matched the record for the largest Sunday margin since the Americans won 8-4 in the inaugural President's Cup in 1994. The next President's Cup is in 2021 at Quail Hollow Club in North Carolina. Here are highlights from the post-win press conference interview.
Are there lessons for golf to learn or things we need to think about given the relationship between equipment, players, and courses?
I've enjoyed playing here. This has been over 20 years that I've been coming to Royal Melbourne and be able to play it. I've played a different composite setup, but I just have enjoyed the way that it's been played. You know, this is the ultimate in golf. I mean, it is like an Open Championship with Augusta greens. I mean, it's difficult, and this way golf should be played. On the ground if you want, up in the air if you need to. And it's tricky. It doesn't have to have, as I said earlier this week, you don't have to have 240-yard par 3s for it to be very difficult. That 3rd hole and a 5th hole in particular is all you want in 2 golf holes. And on 5, I've hit between a full wedge and a full 6-iron. So it's a lot of fun to be able to play. This week, as the captain and player, it was a juggling act, but the guys understood that. We knew that. We communicated that going in. There were a lot of different plans that could happen, and I trusted all of them. From all the 11 players with Strix and Cups and Zach as our vices, it was trust in each other, and that's what ultimately won us the cup.
I've played enough match play, played enough golf that if you keep plugging along, I knew some good things was happening and we're playing good enough. And to have a chance there on 17, knowing exactly what that scenario was, if I make that birdie there, that gives me a 1-up lead and that for sure clinching half point. And to make that putt, to have everybody there on 17, I don't know that I can explain the emotions, but I was leaping out of my skin with joy. To do that was such a thrill and something I'm hugely proud of.
For me personally, a dream to play on this team since I was a kid. I think I'm speaking for more than just myself. At no point did we feel we were obviously down, but not in spirit. T-Dub, we had our meetings every night. He just pulled us through, and he just told us to keep our heads down and keep fighting.
This has been a goal of mine for a long time. I grew up playing team sports, and being an individual sport, I just haven't had that. And I've been close for a lot of teams, but finally making this team, it's been an amazing month since I got the call from Captain. We've all been invested. He's unbelievably invested. But this week was amazing. It was stressful today. I played great today and got steamrolled. I didn't want to lose the only my first team event. So it was nice that the guys stuck together and played great golf and pulled it out.
I was 4 down today, and I thought to myself, I didn't have a lot of my best stuff, and I thought Hideki played a great round of golf. I was 4 down with 8 to go, and I basically told myself, if I can't give up on my teammates, on my guys, on my captain. Tiger, the story of his resilience coming back from what he has with injuries and everything that he's been through. I think, each of us, we just believe in each other because, we know we could do what we did today. And we really believe that we can win the cup. We were kind of against the odds, but, I couldn't give up on my teammates and my captains. And I know that's everybody, everybody on this team felt the same way.
In terms of a captain, he did great because, actually I was talking to Zach about it, because someone who's done as much as he has and had as much experiences as he had in all these team events, he very easily, I felt, could have tried to take over the team rooms or try to give all this advice and try to do so much when he was like, look, including himself, we have 12 of the best players in the world. No offense, but he just needed to get out of the way, and that's what he did. Once the captains made the teams, he was just like, go play hard, boys. Even when we got down, he's like, look, they're making more putts than we are. We're going to be fine. Never panicked.
I've been a part of teams before where we have won. Also, I've been a part of, unfortunately, this President's Cup when we lost 21 years ago. And so to come here and to do it in this fashion, to do it with this team in particular, it was an honor for me as a player, and as even more of an honor to be their captain.
It's been an incredible week, really, with these guys. Guys I've met, newcomers, and guys I've known for a long time, and the captains, the wives, the caddies, the volunteers, the PGA guys, the staff. I mean, it's just been a humongous group of great people that I had the pleasure to work with. Before the week started, we had a plan to get to 10 points by Saturday evening. So that's why we were so excited yesterday, losing 3-1, because we knew we got to 10 points. And I could have made different choices in the singles today. I can take it on my shoulders. It is what it is.
It's hard to digest at the moment. It's incredibly disappointing, but generally the positivity and being optimistic, I like what's happening and I like where this team is going. And I'll be working really hard now to be on the team in 2 more years if I can keep my game at a good enough level.
Yeah, for myself, lots of confidence to take from the week. I felt as though I played good, but we're here for one goal, and it kind of stings not to get it.
You wanted to face Tiger Woods on Sunday. Did you ask Ernie to try to pair you against him, and what did you learn from about who Tiger Woods is as a competitor today?
Yeah, well, I mean, when they asked me that in Mayakoba, first of all, that question was in Spanish, so the tone when I said it, it was never like cocky or challenging or anything like that. I at the moment, I thought it would be a great experience, which it was. I thought no matter what, with the outcome of the match, I would have gained a lot. I would have become a better player just from being in that situation. And but no, I mean, Ernie and me really didn't really talk about that. That's how it happened. We didn't really plan it at all.
I think the US team, and I think you guys, and I think the people around the world will look at these guys in a different way. I think you guys have seen what can happen. You know, if you compare our team on paper with other teams, you know, in other sport, you would have laughed us out of the building. But we gave it a hell of a go, and we came mightily close to winning and upsetting one of the greatest golf teams of all time.
Congratulations once again to the US team. What are your thoughts on the 2019 President's Cup? Let me know in the comments section below, and please click on the thumbs up icon if you liked this video. Subscribing to this YouTube channel and sharing the video also helps, and don't forget to click on the notification button for this channel so you won't miss the next First 2T video.